from Flat Top Mountain here in southern West Virginia, this is the Allegheny Front Almanac. I'm Doc, and this week, as winter slowly loses its grip on the mountain, the land begins to whisper again. This is your almanac for the last week of February. Late winter is a strange time on the farm. The ground is still mostly asleep, but your mind is waking up, and the ideas, they're moving around. You're planning, you're scheming, you're forming new ideas. This week I built a small herb bed in the farm lab. One of the plants that I'm most looking forward to putting into that bed is stevia. It is one of my favorite sweeteners to grow. If you've never tried fresh stevia leaves, it's a little surprising for the first time. You pluck this leaf, and the second it touches your mouth and you chew it, there's this sudden burst of clean sweetness. It's one of the many joys that I get from my garden. It's like its own little magic tricks. I also spent some time cleaning up Sylvia's old paddock. That space has been sitting quiet for a while. But it's starting to take shape now. I get into my mind. I'm thinking it could be a place for chicken tractors, maybe a rabbit warren, or maybe even future garden plots. One of the things about farm and the land is that it rarely stays idle. Eventually, it tells you what it wants to be used for. More seeds arrived this week. You know, it's always a good day to see when the new seeds arrived. And this week happened to be my dad's birthday. So we received a new weather station, along with a stack of new garden supplies, some tools, some seeds, all wonderful birthday presents. Lisa has also returned to making sourdough bread again. If you've ever smelled a loaf of sourdough baking in a mountain kitchen on a cold day, you know it can change the entire feel of the house. Behind the scenes, I started doing a scouting around locations, looking where I'm going to put up my barn node for my Meshtastic network. It's my little small off-grid communications that I plan on building, a little radio node that makes it so I can talk to other people across the hills without relying on the cell phones or the internet. You know, just a little rural infrastructure. Other than that, nothing dramatic this week. Just the slow work of preparing for the season ahead.
Lingering snow showers and gusty wind across the northern mountains will continue to gradually taper overnight, giving way to a dry start to the new work week amid building high pressure. Temperatures will moderate through Tuesday, with another cold front arriving midweek that could bring rain, then snow showers.
The mountain weather forecast for the coming week here on Flat Top Mountain. You know, the late winter is still holding on to the ridge, but is beginning to soften around the edges. This week will bring a mix of gray skies, a few cold days, and the occasional hint of that swarm spring warmth at the beginning of the week. Though by end of the week, it does look like it will warm up. But nighttime lows are still going to drop into the 20s. The ground will stay damp, and you will still be able to smell that wood smoke in the late winter air. So cold earths, old leaves, but we're going to get a gentle, fresh thaw. So nothing severe this week. We're just going to see a slowly turning of the season. Speaking of quiet weeks, up above us, things have absolutely stayed unusually calm. We're still near the peak of this current solar cycle, but this past week on the sun has also been quiet. No major flares, no strong geomagnetic storms, just a steady background solar winds moving past Earth. And as I said before, I welcome this pause. Late winter carries enough emotion or turmoil on its own. The mind is ready for green things again. Sometimes it's nice when the sun decides not to add that extra drama into the mix. And with everything else going on, for now, the sky remains quiet. And I'm thankful of that. Something noticeable has returned to the evenings around here. It's the sound. For most of winters, nights on the ridge can become almost completely silent. The snow absorbs the sound. Cold air still moves. Even the woods seem to be holding their breath. But this week, the evening star has started to return. Not loud yet, just small peeps, small noises, a few late winter birds, that little moment in the forest. You know, the sound that reminds you that spring is approaching and it's almost ready. It was also my father's birthday, which brings just a little extra warmth to the house. Being able to spend time with family is just a wonderful joy. The farm also reminds us of the harder times of winter. This week, we lost our rabbit named Mercury. I was there the day he was born, and I was there when he passed. That life cycle of the farm, that life cycle that most people don't get a chance to see. Animals come into this world, and sometimes, well, all the times, they leave as well. Late winter has a way of pressing on the heart a little harder than some of the other seasons as that cold lingers and that light slowly returns. The farm reminds you that life and loss walk side by side. It's not easy, but it is honest. The land teaches. There's an idea I've been slowly shaping over the past few years. Something I've came to call the path of Prouse. It's not a religion, nor really a philosophy either. More like a way of paying attention. And the first thing Prouse teaches us is simple. The land teaches. Not through lecture or instruction, but through observation. If you spend enough time outside, working the soil, watching the animals, listening in the woods, you will notice the patterns. The land's slow patience. It shows resistance. It shows timing. Nothing in nature feels rushed. It's not rushing towards spring. Seeds wait until the conditions are just right. Trees endure winter without complaint. Even the smallest animals move with an awareness of the rhythm of the seasons. The land, it is always teaching. Most of the time, we're all just moving too fast to notice. Late winter might be one of the clearest teaching moments of all times. It's a season that reminds us that not everything grows on our schedule. Sometimes the work is just simply to observe, to wait, and to learn what the land is already trying to show us. This is the beginning of Prouse. Listen first. Late winter weeks like this can feel heavy. That cold, it can linger. The light is still climbing back slowly. And the farm reminds us of both life and loss. But if you listen closely, you'll notice something is changing. The evening songs are returning. The seeds are arriving. Bread is baking. Spring hasn't arrived yet, but it's already on the road. Until next time, I'm Doc, here on the Allegheny Front. Live slowly, love deeply, and fear nothing. Adios.